Call the meeting to order at 6:33. Item 2, adjust agenda. Anybody have any adjustments to the agenda they'd like to make? Okay. On to item 3, approved meeting minutes. December's? I guess they're posted, right? December meeting minutes?
I don't think that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right.
That's right. We did get them. Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
I read them.
Yeah, I read them. They look good to me. I don't know. Anybody would like to?
I didn't have any disagreements. Yeah, I make a motion to accept the December meeting.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Here's citizens. Do we have any citizens on Zoom? Nope. I see Kelly. Martha. Okay. Alrighty, we'll go item 5, discuss municipal planning grant and a path forward. As I said in our email that unfortunately we didn't get the award of the grant. Yeah. And there's so we'll have to apply next October, November. But there's things we can do, and Martha, we can discuss it. In the meantime, like surveys and things. But hey, Martha.
Hey.
So just discussing the municipal planning grant, and thank you for your email regarding what we could do as a board.
I talked about it with Jason. we were all on the same email thread, and we just don't have a lot of extra funding right now to assist. But I did send a few past surveys to Tim. I don't know if you forwarded them yet, or if you think that's worth forwarding. But Jason and I and Tim were all kind of talking about, or Jason's suggestion was that you put together a survey and start getting public input while we wait until the fall to apply again. And then at least you'll have made some progress towards your town plan review. And then hopefully you'll get the grant, and then we can dive right in, because you'll have already gathered quite a bit of public input. So I'm limited in what I can do, but I'm happy if you want to put something together. I'm happy to look at it and give you some feedback. And as Jason said, we can also host it on our website, through SurveyMonkey, because most of what you'll get is probably going to be digital. But you can also put hard copies out there for people who don't do that. And I guess I just suggest, thinking about what your big issues are. The prior examples that I gave some of it may be relevant, some may not be relevant, because they were from, I think, 2012, 2019, round about there. So, housing's a big thing for a lot of people. Flooding in Cavendish. You talked about resource extraction, and, people may have feelings about that you want to try and find out more about. But, I think you'll have a better idea of what the hot topics are.
Well, I think that's something, maybe the next meeting, I'll forward that email. Things just got a little crazy today, but we can kind of pick and choose. And as a board, we could kind of develop a questionnaire and then run it by you. We have till October to do it. So
yeah, I think this year the deadline was at the end of September. So yeah, we'll probably start working on the application in August.
Okay. And then our the town plan is up, 2008, I believe.
2028 in March.
Right.
So it would be, yeah, it'd be a tight timeline. That's another good reason to get some of the public input, out of the way now if you can.
Mm-hmm. And would it make sense for us to kind of go through each chapter as a board and kind of make a list of what we think should change, what should stay the same, in conjunction with the survey? But
if there's things that jump out at you, definitely, and it also would be good to have that in front of you just to flip through and think about topics related to the different chapters,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my big pet peeve with surveys is sometimes, as I mentioned to Tim in the email, there's too much in the question. So it's important to keep it like simple and clear and focused on each question. I'd rather see a survey with 50 very clear yes/no questions than 10 densely packed ones where you can't really figure out what's being asked or too many things are being asked at once.
Right.
Good information.
Yes. So assuming we get the grant next, they announce it in November. That gives us basically like a year.
Yeah, we definitely have to hit the ground running.
And then say the funding isn't there for any, if the state doesn't have the funding, that could pose a problem for us to rewriting it.
Yeah, I know Jason said maybe I think he offered that we could help with like data updates and such.
That's right.
Doing like a complete in-depth rewrite is hard to do without a grant.
Right.
So hopefully they'll have funding. Hopefully you'll get the funding next time.
Hard telling.
I think for all intents and purposes, we need to move forward, assuming that we're not getting the funding.
That's prudent.
And nail down each category of, we've already started that,
Mm-hmm.
that work. Get the survey together. Cross our fingers.
Yeah. And maybe would it make sense to like maybe take a chapter every 2 meetings or 1 meeting and just everybody go through it and make notes on what they like, what they don't, what's irrelevant now, what is, and that might be. Yeah, I think you're right, Maureen, that we have to assume that, who knows with funding.
I mean, if
do we know what the grant covers for the town plan rewrite? Is it a certain dollar amount for that grant that would cover it, or is it just kind of open-ended?
I don't know, Martha. I didn't see budget numbers.
The total you can request, I believe, is 30,000.
30,000. Okay.
And did we go for that full amount requested on that grant application?
And then there's a 10% match from the town. So if the town is able to provide a $3,000 match, then you could ask for the whole amount.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole 30,000. That might be a big ask from the town to cover that.
is Rick here? He's on. Is that something that could be put into the budget next season if we don't get the grant?
The full 30,000?
Or whatever the number
10% would be 3,000.
The 3,000 would be the match, I believe, right?
Exactly, but just assuming, let's just worst case scenario, we do not get the grant next round for the town plan rewrite. Is that something that could be added to the budget?
The budget is pretty close to completion for fiscal year 27. I'm not saying that we wouldn't have money available and maybe like a community development grant or community development fund. But that would obviously be up to the board if that's where that money would be spent. But as far as putting it into the budget, I'm not sure about that, but there could be money available.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of where I was leading that question is just to understand if we could, worst case scenario, have to come up with
What do we do?
What do we do? Where do we pull it from? You know, what is the, you know, maybe it's not the 30, full 30, maybe there's a dumbed down version, for lack of better words, but that we could, you know, come up with some funds to get at least some of the legwork out of the way so we can finish it. Okay.
I mean, if you guys can do the survey, the outreach, and go through the chapters as you're discussing and make extensive notes, and then if you were awarded the grant it'll be probably December of 26, and your town plan expires in March of 28, that gives you like 15 months, which is shorter than the typical time for these grants. So it would be tight. But again, you know, if you've done all that prep, maybe you wouldn't need, if you've done all that prep and you didn't get the grant, you know, maybe you wouldn't need a full 30,000. Maybe you could do it with half of that out of a town budget.
Right, and that's what I was thinking, and that could be fiscal year 28 as well for that, right?
Yes. Yep.
Probably want to have at least one or two forums too, like we did for subdivision. You know, open forums.
Whatever's required, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Before the hearings. Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
And Martha,
do you know, like, say if we're a little late on getting our town plan approved, is the old town plan, is that null and void then for any Act 250 review, or do we have a grace period?
Well, I think usually when they're in that situation, towns try to do a very basic update, you know, a minimalist update.
Sure.
Just so you don't, so it doesn't expire.
Right.
Okay,
so we could, I thought,
or maybe
I thought wrong, but we had to do like a complete rewrite, or can we
do
a minimal rewrite if that's appropriate?
Yes. If you don't get the funding, you can do a minimal rewrite for sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll kind of feel that out as we review it. Okay.
I mean, I think it's been a long time since you've done a really full-scale rewrite, so it'd be great if you do get the funding and you can do that.
I think it was 2012, maybe. I think somewhere around then.
Yeah, I guess if you're faced with either allowing it to expire or just getting a minimal rewrite done, I would try to get a minimal rewrite done.
Right. We could update all the graphs and statistics and all that done.
Right.
Yep.
Just so I understand, so Jason would be able to help us with that part of it, with the data part?
I think for right now, what we can help with is giving you some feedback on the survey that you develop, hosting the survey on our website, and doing some basic analysis when the survey results come back in. And then if you don't get the grant again next year, then I think we could, I shouldn't speak for him, but I think he said we could help with data updates for,
Okay.
so you can readopt it and not let it expire.
Okay.
And if you have some funding, through the town, local funding to do a little bit more than that, then we could help with that as well.
Sure.
We lost one of our large grants that helped us provide more assistance to towns. So.
Okay.
All
All right. Is there any other questions or comments?
So I guess
just to recap, we'll just start going over each chapter and then developing a survey. I'll forward all that information. So we'll probably we'll have to kind of have tasks that people could help.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Martha,
do you have anything else?
I don't, unless you have feedback on the land use plan and the map.
Yeah, we could go straight to that. Why don't we go to item 6, discuss Montesquieu's draft land use plan and map.
I put that on the agenda just to see if anybody has had any response. I haven't heard anything. We want to keep it out in the public so people have a chance to review it. But I haven't heard anything from anybody.
I know at our last meeting, Margot had said people were concerned because they didn't know what, I think categories or something. And it seemed like that was addressed.
Right.
You get posted some information, so the information is out there.
Yeah, they could repost right after the meeting.
Right after.
Posted a clarification on
She
it.
did post immediately.
Yeah, okay.
So-
And kind of explain all the confusion.
It is not related to zoning either.
Yeah.
It's just
required.
what is.
Right.
Right. One comment she did make was for visually impaired.
with the
With the colors of the map, it may be difficult for them to
see
it.
but
But
we understand
too that
there's
there's got to be some consistency with all the towns
for the
for the
colors.
colors. I'm assuming that's true,
But that
but that was just a comment.
Not sure.
Yeah, I think the colors were, they were set as this is what you need to use for these different categories. But
From the state.
let me just double check on the visually impaired comment. See if there's anything they can offer on that. And I'll let you know.
Okay. Great. All right.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Martha, as always.
Yep, thank you.
Okay.
We'll talk soon.
Okay, bye.
Okay, we'll go to item 7, discuss grab field restoration and action plan for the spring and summer this year.
I kind of
came up with
just a
just a base plan for discussion.
It's not
No design on it, just a base plan.
And Kelly,
Are you there?
I am.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I am going to plead the fifth on that.
Okay.
I don't know.
We don't have any.
This is just basically kind of an existing conditions plan.
That
Shows
the field, the open areas, the wooded areas, the flood zones, all like a green monster.
Let's see.
And probably what we ought to do
is
get input from the public on what they want. I think I got some from the ski day yesterday, talking to someone. And they want to have like movies there. They want to keep the green monster, which I don't know if that's an option.
Drive-in
Driving thing.
But I think it's
You know what might work is for something like the movies, you could do a like a portable stand-up thing that people do in their backyards. It's like a big screen. You put it up, you run your movie, and then everybody goes.
Yeah.
And you take the screen with you, and then there's no infrastructure left there for vandalism or weather or anything else.
Right. Because it's going to be a maintenance nightmare keeping that thing. I think it's already falling apart.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim, if you don't mind me
absolutely.
Jumping in real quick, this has been brought in front of the select board as well, and it was voted on that the Green Monster needed to go.
Right.
So that has already kind of been decided. Now, I like the idea of the open space and doing movies. It just probably would not be involving the Green Monster.
Right.
Yep.
Like picnic, bring your own picnic in front of the screen.
That's
That's right.
Pack in, pack out kind of thing.
Right.
Correct. Yeah.
So I think
we're talking like passive recreation, hiking trails.
I think that's great, and I like envisioning, a little bit of education on those. Everybody loves those walking paths, especially along the river. If we throw in some signage saying, this is this kind of tree, this is what it does for, flood mitigation, that type of thing, I think people would really get behind, with the open space where people can get together for movies or for whatever type of outdoor recreation that you can do that doesn't require us to have, full-time material there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I think it's important to keep it a park, but definitely have some ecological components. Flood control, native plant species. I think that would be wonderful.
Yeah, lots of opportunity for incorporating bird watching. You could do, wildlife tracking workshops in the wintertime, all kinds of plant identification, flower identification, and wildflower prints. You could do plein air painting. You could do photography. All kinds of really low or no impact workshops there, and community events. A lot of it with educational components.
Sure.
So there could be an area of mowed, of a park, grassy area, and maybe 6 to 8 foot mowed paths. Would that be?
Is that within the parameters of the?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I know
it would have to be city paths, or could you do gravel paths?
Well, we have the existing road that kind of wraps around the Green Monster. I mean, that's already a gravel surface. I mean, that could be extended for like an accessible trail, be like a tree lined, walking path, and then the path that's along the river. I think that'll have to get moved back. So it's pretty too close.
Yep.
To
just as a heads up, I have reconnected with Amy Braxmeyer. I call her the goat lady. She's got the herd of goats in Londonderry, and she hires them out for invasive plant management. Her response today was, I am super sick, but that I think we should start early, like the end of May or early June. So what I'm trying to get before we say, yes, let's go do this, let's get from her a timeline for how many times, like once a year, for 2 years, how often do we do this? What is her estimate like? What are her requirements, her needs? What does her insurance look like? I know she wants to include an educational component with the elementary school. So there's all kinds of cool stuff that can happen around the goat grazing, but I just want to make sure we have a workable plan in place, and then I would like to be able to research, once I have a dollar figure, some potential grant options to help pay for that. Maybe leverage some town funds if there is any, but also pursue some grant funding to help support that, especially with the educational component.
And also, I think the community forest program, the grant program, would be nice to pursue. I mean, I could look into that for larger trees. Would be nice.
Yep. Yeah, they'll have a greater survivability. I mean, it's cheaper to buy a whole bunch of bare root stock that's, 2-3 feet tall, but your survivability will increase dramatically if we can afford to put in some 6-foot tall ones.
Sure. Yeah, a combination I think would be great.
Yeah. Yep. And then we can also incorporate grasses and, maybe a mowing protocol, which is keep the grass a good 3 inches tall so the roots get nice and deep so that the soil in the mowed area doesn't get compacted, so that we have a nice, deep, rich, healthy, absorbent topsoil.
Mm-hmm. In terms of the eradication of the knotweed, like once it's cut, would it make sense to mow it every month for a few years until it's completely gone? With a brush hog.
I don't know about the brush hogging, because the brush hogging has, is that sort of like a rototiller type of thing? Does that disturb below the soil?
No.
Lawnmower.
Okay, that's just like a big,
Yeah.
gotcha, heavy duty lawnmower.
It won't cut lower than maybe 4 or 5 inches.
Nice. Yeah, that's part of it. I want to see the mowing practice mixed in with the goat practice, mixed in with, as we're walking, oh, we just found another sprig of it, keep pulling it, just keep putting the pressure on it in a bunch of different ways without using the herbicides, and heavily plant the native stuff right on top of it or right around it, just keep encroaching on it like we're doing at Fletcher Field, and just keep putting that pressure on the knotweed. Eventually we'll have it at least manageable, if not gone. I don't know about gone I don't know if gone is part of the picture with knotweed, but more under better control, under better management, and kind of overpopulated with the natives.
Right. And then it's a real problem along the riverbanks too. I'm not sure. If you take it away, then does the bank become unstable?
Right. I'm going to be talking with a couple of people on at the state level with regards to, I know goats can manage being out there because they don't like their feet wet and they have very nimble little hooves, so they are very capable of walking along the stream banks, steep banks, without disrupting and collapsing the bank into the river, which is the whole point of protecting the riverbank. But if we could also do what is the likelihood of success of managing it with goats for a year and then coming in and staking heavily with shrub willows and dogwoods to at least keep stabilizing it, even if the knotweed is still there. Heavy shade and pressure from other roots. I've got a short list of like 8 different plants that are native to Vermont and tend to work very well in wet areas, and also work together to keep knotweed at better levels, at more manageable levels, population wise. So I'll probably be running that by you if you have time to look it over. And if you're like, yeah, that sounds great, Kel, whatever.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to have a little bit of science to back that up. But that could also be part of the citizen science. Let's look at the knotweed, see about planting these other things, and see what the long-term impacts are of planting all of these natives around it, especially on the banks.
Right. And then thinking like a planting scheme, planting upstream, like in the field. Planting heavily in this area because the water's coming from that direction, kind of slowing it down before it gets to the main part of the fields.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not a hydrologist, but it might make sense.
Yeah, I'm going to try to reconnect with Kristen Underwood, who did a stream geomorphic assessment or two, and especially noted Greven Field in those reports, to see if what I'm thinking would make sense from her point of view and from her experience. I don't think she any longer has South Mountain Consulting. She now works for UVM, actually. But you can take the fluvial geomorphologist out of the river, but you can never something like that. So with any luck, she'll have some insights for me as well about how to manage like the water that's coming through that culvert right next to the bridge at that upstream end. Where is there something that we could do with replacing that culvert, redirecting that flow it's draining a wetland on the other side of Grevin Road Extension, so that we don't have that big, wide, ditchy swale up at the, I can't remember my directions here, but at the opposite side of the river, the ditchy swale that always floods the back of Grevin Road.
Right. Get a camera on this?
I do. Yep, it's actually the one back here behind me.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep. I got a good shot of it.
Oh, you did?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can actually turn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Like that.
Let's see.
No, I need
No, I need some, yeah.
Whoa! Oh man, I got it. Up the papa. Here we go. Okay. It's really touching.
You gotta switch.
Huh? I'm on it.
I'm still looking on this.
Okay. Well, I think.
Oh, there.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Hold it up again.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
There we
So-
go.
You're talking
You're talking about
the big
box culvert that runs under 103?
I
I
didn't think it was a box culvert, but as you're coming into Grevin, yeah, there we go. Looking on the far left, is that the road at the bottom? Is that the access road at the bottom?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, yeah, if you were to come down the road and make a left and follow the edge of the property, keep going all the way over, almost to the bridge. There's a little culvert right there. Well, it's a good sized culvert, not in very good condition.
Okay.
Very perched, and that's what creates that great big wet ditch. And then there's the two culverts underneath the road that are just half jammed with sediment, and they're misaligned and hick.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, take a look at that.
Go look at that.
So probably once we come up
with a concept plan, it'd be nice to run it by the
person you're
the geologist.
Yep. Kristen and probably and then probably also the new floodplain manager. She took the place of John Broker Campbell. I want to say Jessica.
Oh yeah.
I believe you're correct, Jessica.
Okay. Maybe do a quick site visit out there sometime with you guys.
Sure.
But this also involves VTrans, which is a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. Rick, would it involve VTrans if we were only dealing with the outlet of that culvert? If we're not thinking about like realigning or digging up the road or anything like that, if we're just dealing with what's happening at the end of that culvert, we're not.
No, if we were staying on the Grevin side and doing the work there with anything that we want to do, that's outside of VTrans thought process. But if there was any cleaning involved to it or any relining of it or anything like that is 100% them.
Okay. So that would be a very, very, very last resort thought. But yeah, planting plan, I'd love to get with you on that, Tim. Mm-hmm. I know you've got quite an extensive background, so.
Yeah.
Just a couple years, right?
Yeah, a lot of years. Trial and error.
Hey, the nature of nature has changed. This is how we learn.
Yeah. Well, it takes a lot of folks with a lot of knowledge to, make these things happen. So I'm just one part of it.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, so what do you want to go from here? I mean, I could do some sketching, some concepts, and we should probably get it put out to the public. I mean, what's the board's, how do they feel?
I agree. Yeah, all of the above.
Use their expertise, Tim.
All right.
Thrown out some ideas already. People have suggestions. I think the first goal is to get it cleaned up.
That's right. Kind of stabilize, mowed, and get a blank canvas, as they say.
Yeah, if we have to get that Green Monster out of there, I think that's the next step. Is when come springtime, that's the first thing's got to go, right? You got to get that up and out. So come up with a plan to move that to save it or give it to the public or.
I think that's the decision that has to be made, is what are we gonna do with that? That's gonna get public involvement. People that want a piece of that green monster.
Maybe tie with a cleanup fence, so you come clean up, you get a piece.
I like it.
Everybody else, we can get out to help if they really want it.
Yep.
There's some nice old pictures of it when it was first put up. It would be neat if somebody wanted to commission a mural of it painted somewhere in town.
Yeah. It'd be nice also too to like have sort of an entry kiosk, kind of telling the history of Grevin Fields, maybe some graphics. Include the green monster, all that stuff. I remember when it was built. Sure, probably painting. Well, a lot of people were painting, but yeah. So okay.
Tim, do you want me to get with you at all about feedback on goats and on Kristen, on some plant ideas?
Definitely with the goats. I mean, that's going to be a select board decision.
Yeah,
for sure. Seeing how much it's going to cost, and I don't know what kind of funding there is.
Okay.
Did you mention there was some kind of funding for Grevin Field?
We did get some funding for Grevin restoration after the flooding.
Mm-hmm.
It's, it would go quickly, but there is a decent amount of money, whether it's 6,000, 6,500, it would go pretty quickly if we didn't do grassroots volunteers weekend, let's clean this up type thing. You're not going to hire a contractor to come in there for that amount of money, but it's a decent amount of money.
It could be a nice effort on Green Up Day too.
Right.
Yes.
So you're thinking having volunteers then take down the green monster?
Not probably taking down the green monster, because I feel like that's kind of a liability. But and we need the excavator in there to do that. It's going to be more of the public outreach for us, letting everybody know that the green monster needs to come down. If you want a piece of this, I don't know how we're going to save it, by putting it down, because it's in fairly rough shape in spots.
Yeah.
But if somebody wants some, we're more than willing to try to help them out and get a piece of that.
Okay. And I think too, getting people to come to our meetings. I don't know if we have to have like a special open forum for this. We'll be discussing it at our meetings every month.
I think just if the word's out, people want it,
Yeah. And the whole concept too. I mean, Margo could help us out with that.
Keep posting.
Yeah, we can post the plan and all that and get feedback, and then
You brought him to come here, just keep a stack of Green Mountain outside, so you gotta come and sit through a full meeting and you get a piece.
Yeah.
Come sit for a meeting and get a piece of the green monster.
Right. I mean, we can even do it like first on the agenda too, so we don't have to sort of stick around. I'm just trying to limit like the meetings we have to have, number of meetings.
Yeah.
So. All right. Kelly, if you we get together on like if you have plant material, like lists of plants you like that you have success with.
Super.
That would be great.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Maybe we can catch a cup of coffee over sometime in end of January maybe or something.
Yeah. End of January will work.
Okay.
So
I'll catch time with you and we'll figure out a good time.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have anything?
Just like when do we want to anticipate cleanup? Beginning? May?
Yeah. What do you think, Rick?
Season?
Yeah. I mean, we have Green Up Day.
What day is that?
Like
First Saturday.
First Saturday.
First Saturday in May?
Yeah.
try to coordinate it with that or the week after.
It's kind of nice doing it around Green Up Day, because then if the goats are able to come the end of May, early June, then all that stuff is cleaned up and out of there.
People are already involved,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all on the same subject.
I mean, the goats, when would they come though? Would they come when it's pretty tall, or do they?
She was thinking start early, end of May, early June. So before it gets super tall, I think it's easier for most grazers to. And she was saying the goats do not graze with their heads down. They don't graze like cows do. They graze at eye level, head level, and above, and they pull things down. That's why they're really good with vining materials. So they eat shoulder height and around that. So I think end of May, early June, it would be at a good height.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Good enough. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, you guys.
Okay.
Have a great night.
See you.
Old business, new business, the Mill Street application that's still ongoing with the state. Haven't received a new application yet. So there's still some discussion on whether it's a accessory structure.
Have they progressed at all over there doing anything? I haven't driven over there in a while, so I haven't seen it.
I went by today. They haven't done anything.
All right. So I guess it's just a wait until we get another application.
Well, to be honest, I told them to hold off on an application until we kind of clarified everything with the state, with them talking to them as well. That way we didn't have to go through another public hearing and not be cleared up before we got there. So the reason that you haven't got the application yet is we want to make sure we address any of the state's concerns first.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No correspondence. Item 10, any other business? Anybody have anything else? All right. Motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right. Great.